Okay. Welcome to the closing ceremony, if we can say so.
Yeah, this is the closing ceremony of the 26th Chaos Communication Congress. And
this is not the last thing that's going to happen, right? So after this, we will have a laser show. So you have something to look forward to.
And we will have the takedown of the whole Congress, which is basically the main event. And we all expect you to help. So before leaving this room, we expect you to help putting all the chairs together, cleaning up, and then look for work otherwise. The faster we are out here, the more party we have afterwards all together.
Yes.
So this event has been the Congress with the biggest number of participants ever. We have here and in the virtual domain in the Dragons Everywhere spaces more than 9,000 people watching and being here. So this is the biggest thing that we ever had. So despite some technical problems in the beginning, the Dragons Everywhere worked out pretty well. So we had more than 30 places worldwide where people were watching the streams, sitting together, hacking, doing stuff. So that was really great, and we will extend on that, of course, next year.
Yeah, and that's 30, and that's only the ones we know of.
Yeah, that's only the ones we know of. Yeah. So we don't know about all these underground Dragons Everywhere.
And that's especially hard if you want to know how many people are watching you, because some of the streams are being restreamed in other formats or optimized for whatever iPhone or so. Yeah, so it's hard to count. But
so 9,000 is approximately what we can see and guess from what we can see, actually.
Yeah.
The first videos from the FEM, which did the video streaming here, are already online. Get a big applause for them.
Yeah.
So this was incredibly fast, and there are, of course, the decentralized stream rip videos already around. So if you want to go home, watch videos, they will be available, and that's a very, very good thing.
So questions, how many people went home last year thinking, I'll see them all over the next month? Okay, not bad. How many did watch them all? How many of you did at least watch one in January or February? Okay, so we know why we are doing this. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. Actually, we are also seeing over time that a lot of the videos are getting significant download rates, so that this is really worthwhile doing. So, and thanks again for that. In terms of media, we have, I think, broken a new record. We had more than 100 media people here that were reporting from Congress. Some of them were even lazy reporting from home, from the streams. So we had a number of media pieces where we know for sure that the people were not here, but they were reporting as if they were here because they were watching the streams. That was really cool. So we liked it. So we had more than 150 news pieces counting so far, and a lot of international press because of the GSM hack. So we got extremely well covered here, and that made us glad. Other topics that were important were the logic hack, basically the access control RFID stuff that got broken, and the broken of the cryptography of the electronic Personalausweis in Germany, the ID card. So that got us significant coverage. The base of all that was, of course, that we had a working network, which the NOC crew and the network crew provided, and they have their own special report.
Hello? Can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay. I'm Alex. I'm the guy at the NOC who was the slowest, and I didn't duck quickly enough when somebody asked who's doing the NOC presentation this year. For those of you who don't know, the NOC is a group of people who, at the beginning of the Congress, got locked into that room up there and are only let out by the time this presentation happens. And this presentation is where we get to bitch and complain about all the problems we had setting up the network for you. So let's dive right in. We had quite a few broken fibers this time. Those of you who've been here before know that we tried to build a 10 gigabit backbone here all the time, but the in-house fibers are multi-mode, and 10 gigabits and multi-mode doesn't always go together very well. So the first problem we found was that we couldn't get this to work very well, because normally we have maybe 5 or 6 empty pairs between upstairs and downstairs, and we can try to find a few that work, but this time the BCC had expanded their own network, so we only had a single pair available, and that didn't work. So that wasn't very good. We had a broken uplink fiber, which is also bad. Without an uplink fiber, the packets stay inside the BCC. And we turned out to have an internal patch fiber which was just broken enough to break the network, but not broken enough to cause actually any link flaps or anything like that. So that took a while to find as well. So the in-house fiber. Some say. Now, I tried this joke 2 years ago and it didn't work very well then, so I won't do it now. But all we know is that he looked over his shoulder, saw there was no one looking, cut off the fiber, respliced it to the connector, and then it worked. I won't say who he is. So that left the uplink fiber. Now, I don't know who fixed that, but thank you, nameless versatile guy, for being here on Christmas morning and fixing that fiber. So, we're getting tired of this. So, I heard a rumor that somebody talked to somebody who talked to somebody else who talked to somebody else who said, well, okay, so apparently for next year we are going to have all new single-mode fibers in this building, which will make the whole NOC operation very boring, probably. Now, a little bit about the network. This is our core switch. It's a Force 10 E600. We had another big Force 10 switch. You can guess which one was down in the hack center, probably. So now we always like it when Force 10 sponsors the switches, because by the time we finish unpacking the big flight cases and taking all the switches and line cards out, usually on the bottom we find a Force 10 engineer. Mark, thank you for being here, for being our mobile reference manual. Now, there was a bit more, of course. This is our DHCP server. And we did a lot of patching, of course. And this is the Juniper for the uplink. And here you see an example of our high-tech documentation system. So, some numbers. We counted over 7,500 unique MAC addresses on the network. We had about 2,600 online at the same time. Now, most of that turned out to be on the wireless LAN, which is a first, and I think I've used the wireless quite a bit, and it worked reasonably well, so that's quite an accomplishment. Because if you come to the Congress more often, you know that this wireless stuff just doesn't really scale to this size. Now, for the first time, we had full 802.11n coverage as well, and that produced over a gigabit of peak traffic coming from the wireless. So, Attila and Maxim, you did a good job there. Now, somewhere in this is probably an interesting anthropology paper about the sleeping habits of hackers. So if there's any anthropologists out there, you can come talk to us after the presentation. So, down on the A level, we do some server hosting. Now, it's in this small room in the back.